Hello everyone, welcome to a new video. Today I'm bringing to you another video on original ways to save money, and this time, since we are already approaching winter, it's getting colder, and I'm sure that if you have a wooden stove at home, you most probably have already used it. Today we'll be going over a very simple thing that you can do in order to save money while heating up your home. But now, before we get into the topic, I just want to mention something quickly, which is that in order to be able to do this, you need to have a wooden stove at home. So if you don't have one, maybe this video might not be very applicable, but you're of course more than welcome to stay and hear the story. Alright, so what I will be sharing now with you is what our family does, and when I say my family, it's basically referring to my mom. But what does she do exactly? Well, she likes a lot to go for walks and hikes in the forest, and she's probably the one who takes out our dog Nuka the most. And what she does when autumn starts, it starts getting colder, is that she always takes a backpack with her. But this backpack cannot just be any backpack. It needs to be one that you really don't like and that you wouldn't mind if it gets some holes on it or if it ends up breaking. Because what essentially she does is that she fills it up with small branches, wooden sticks and pine cones every single time that she goes to the forest. And now you might be thinking, is this really everything that you wanted to tell me? And in general terms, we could say that yes, that's what she really does. But now, of course, I would like to go over some numbers in order to understand better how much money can we really save by doing this. Because every time she goes for a walk in the forest, she brings the backpack full with around 5 kilograms of wood. And now you might be thinking that this is not that much, but if you keep doing this every day or very often throughout the whole season in which you need to use the wooden stove, which in the part of Spain we are at, it is usually around 6 months a year, it amounts to quite a lot. More concretely, considering that out of these 6 months a year, we go out for walks, let's say half of the time, so 15 days a month, which I can tell you that my mom goes a lot more than that, but just to make it conservative. And as we said before, picking up 5 kilograms of wood every time, this would amount to a total yearly of 450 kilograms. And now, before we go into the financial part, I just want to clarify something very quickly to avoid having a lot of hate in the comments, which is that here we're just talking about small wood that we mostly use to start up the fire, but not to sustain it really. Secondly, I know and we know that this is not quality wood in the sense that it's usually not dry enough or of enough quality, and what we usually do is that all the wood that my mom picks up, we leave it in a covered place for a few days before we actually use it, so that it has a bit of time to dry out. Moreover, we also need to add that this wood just gets consumed super quickly, and the actual heating power that it has is really limited. And moreover, I would also like to add that usually when you use wood that is not dry enough, it also contributes to having a dirtier chimney, which is of course not very positive. With all of this, what I'm trying to say is that this strategy is not replacing in any way the fact that we end up buying actual firewood for the winter season, but it certainly helps us to reduce its cost. And to prove that, let's just go now over some numbers. Considering what we mentioned before of picking up 5 kilograms of wood every day during the 6 months but only half of the time, we reached to the figure that we already shared of 450 kilograms of wood per year. This is actually quite a lot because of regular firewood we usually buy around 2000 kilograms, so 2 tons of it, which means that actually my mom is collecting 18.37% of all the wood that we end up consuming in one season, which ends up being roughly 2450 kilograms. If we now take the 450 kilograms that my mom picks up and we multiply them by the average price, well, the lowest price, the cheapest price for regular pine wood here in Spain, which stands around 12 cents per kilogram, this would mean that the total value of the wood that she picks up would be of roughly 54 euros per year. And I know that this is not much, but you know what I always say, which is that everything adds up. And just commenting on the price, in Spain, I think that what we said of like 12 cents per kilogram is not very expensive, but neither cheap. I think it's an okay price tag for the wood that my mom picks up, because we need to consider that usually if you were to buy these small wooden sticks, they would cost around 20 cents per kilogram. And yes, I know that the wood that we pick up is of course not quality one in terms of like branches or pine cones, but it helps us do the job of lighting up the fire. We don't have to buy anything else to do so, which is of course great. So concluding this video, I just thought I would share this with you because I think that it's something super simple and maybe some people are already doing, but some people might not. And it's also something that my mom is really proud of. But now let's look at it from a critical point of view. Because yes, my mom goes up and picks up all of this, but if we were to take the car and just go out to the forest 1 or 2 days and bring it full of wood, then that would be it. We would have already picked up all of this wood and we would not have to go every single day. This is absolutely true and a fair point, but on the other hand, it is certainly true that my mom's alternative is healthier as you stay active and you go hiking, walking and so on. And also she's making the most of something that she would do anyways, which is to go and walk our dog. So it's like a win-win situation. Finally, I just want to add that getting small wood from the forest in Spain is not illegal. I mean, if you were to take a chainsaw and start cutting trees from a terrain that is of course not yours, then this would be, but just getting small branches and what we do is certainly not illegal. Moreover, it also contributes slightly, very slightly, into having a cleaner forest and reducing the risk of wildfires, because there is not so much small wood lying there on the ground that can easily be light up. Again, the contribution, as I said, is very minimal, but it's something. Summarizing, doing this will not make you rich, but I think that having this mindset of trying to make the most of what you already have at your disposal for free is key. Because you might start with this and then extend it to many other aspects of your life, because you certainly had not realized of that before. And I know that I'm a bit persistent, but everything adds up. You start saving 5 euros here, 4 more euros there, 3 euros there, and little by little you keep accumulating more wealth that you can then of course use to invest in the stock market or real estate or whichever other investment you want to use in order to grow your money and hopefully get to the milestone of becoming financially independent and hopefully also retiring early sooner. In any case, that was it for today. Short and simple video. If you enjoyed it, then please make sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you are not yet subscribed, and as always, see you next time.
Hold me close till I get up.